So Angella Okutoyi is rank 1 in Africa, rank 1 in Kenya, and worldwide juniors ranked 53 in the world.
Well, a very warm welcome to the Goldmine show. As always, we are excited to bring this show to you, and especially just coming off the great elections. And I just want to salute every Kenyan for keeping the peace, doing your thing, and showing the world that we are truly a resilient people. We are a peace-loving people. We are a focused people in building our nation and doing our bit to build a great and wonderful nation that we are all so proud. I'm reminded of the words of the national anthem that says, Kenya is Tahili Heshima, man. And today's show is about that, man, because as Kenya's Tahili's Heshima, we have an amazing individual that has put Kenya on the global maps. She's done amazing things, and we just want to walk through that journey. And as we do, I want to remind you to follow us on the Goldmine Show on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Subscribe right here. Let's keep building a great community that believes in our great and our collective greatness. On the set today is the first Kenyan, probably the first African, I'm gonna get this right, to be the Wimbledon Grand Slam champion, my friend. We have seen her, we've listened to her. She has an amazing journey. The one and only Angella Okutoyi. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Thank you for coming on the show today, man.
Thank you.
And allow me to start by saying congratulations, man. No mean feat in what you've done.
Yeah.
How does it feel, man?
It feels good.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Yep.
Because this has always been my dream,
Right.
to see myself playing at the big stages,
Right.
participating and also competing with the big competitors in the tennis world.
Right.
So I feel great to actually win that title.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, you put Kenya on the map. And you know, it's a big deal, especially as we're coming from elections, man, and saying that really this country has got gems in it. We can show the world how to do many things, man. Yeah?
True, yeah.
Man, you make us so proud, man. And as a country, we're truly proud of you. That you'd get our national anthem sang on global stages. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But just to come to it and just, where did this whole tennis stuff start?
So I started playing tennis at the age of 4 in a school, Loreto Convent, Bali Road.
Right.
And that's where I lived.
Yep.
So I was introduced by Joe Karani,
Right.
and also my uncle Alan Atola, at JTP, Joe Tennis Program.
Right.
And I think that's the first time I held a racket, and since then I've just continued playing tennis.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And maybe just a bit of your background, man. I mean, who is Angella? Tell us more about you.
Angella is a girl who grew up with a twin sister and lived with her grandmother since her biological mom died while giving birth to her and her sister. And she was once an orphan, yes. And lucky enough, her grandmother came and took her and her twin sister out of the orphanage because they had a rumor that a family, Mzungu family, wanted to adopt them. So their grandmother came to the rescue and took them and lived with them and provided everything. And
Took you and your twin sister?
Yes.
Are you the younger or the older?
The younger.
You're the younger?
Yes.
What's the time difference between the two of you?
1 minute. Yeah.
So I'm just, she has a bragging rights of being the older one?
Yes.
Right.
She does.
So you said your mom passed on as she was giving
But
you.
yes.
So you never really got to meet her?
No.
Right. All right. But so at what point did your grandmom come to pick you up?
I really don't know, but my grandmother, I know she was there when my mom was giving birth.
Right.
And when she passed away, I think we were taken to the orphanage, or my mom took us at home. And then I know there were a lot of struggles, so she wasn't able to take care of, she had 3 kids, 2 daughters and 1 son, and then 2 of the daughters, one was sick, she had lung problems, so she had to use the incubator, the lung thing. Yeah, so it was not really easy for her to maintain all of us, so she opted to take me and Rosie to the orphanage since it was too expensive for her. So yeah, she did that, and then when she had the rumor that we were about to be adopted, she didn't want it, so she just had to take us, and we had to leave just like that, even though we had to stay hungry. At least for her, she just wanted to have us in the home, even though it was really tough for her, taking care of the sick kid, taking care of the 2 kids also,
so
and us.
4 children. One of them being your late mom.
Yes.
And then now had another daughter who was in
2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Yes,
one
and one son.
And one son.
Yes.
And now picked you on board.
Exactly.
Well.
Yes.
So initially it became tough. That's why she took you there.
Exactly.
But then after some time she says, no, I'm going to pick you guys back up.
Yes.
And she was doing this single-handedly.
Exactly. Yes.
And where was she working at the time? Was she working or?
She was at the school. Loreto Convent Valley Road.
She was a teacher?
No, a cleaner.
So she was a cleaner?
Yes.
Taking care of 4 children, well, 3 children
yes.
now, and 2 small little
yes.
girls.
Yes.
Right. It must have been tough at the time.
It was, yes.
I just mentioned it a short while ago that this nation deserves the honor that it must have, and you recently have just brought us so much honor.
Yes.
And allow me just to salute you.
Thank you.
Man, you used your gift to bring us such great honor on the Grand Slam, Wimbledon, man. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Welcome to the show, and maybe
thank you.
Let's just start by speaking about who Angella is. Just before we go to the tennis side of you, who is Angella?
Angella is a tennis player
right.
Who has a twin sister
right.
and who lives with her grandmother since she was young.
Right.
And she still lives with her grandmother till now.
Right.
And she's Africa 1.
Right.
She's Kenya 1, and her world junior rank in the world is 53, the best.
Oh, say that
yes.
Again.
I know.
Yeah. I
say
it again, those rankings. Just go ahead.
Okay.
And again,
so Angella Okutoyi is rank 1 in Africa, rank 1 in Kenya, and worldwide juniors ranked 53 in the world. The best, yes.
How does that feel to say that?
It feels good because at least I can see the fruit is now showing out. Yes.
To say you're rank 1 across Africa means name whichever the African country you want to do, and you're still tops.
Yes.
You know, I think sometimes we underestimate some of the milestones we make, and I wonder whether we celebrate our heroes good enough. I wonder whether you feel well celebrated.
Well, yeah, I think I do feel. Well, it's not. Yeah, I do. I feel because even when I was young, I was doing really good, but I wasn't really celebrated. But now I see like people are now recognizing me and celebrating me the way they can, the way they could. So yeah, I really do feel celebrated. Yeah.
I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it's not a small deal when you say on African soil, man, you're way up there, and you put the globe together. We are still, you said number 53.
Yes.
Wow, brilliant. But tell me, Angella, so when did we start this lawn tennis thing? Where did it all begin?
So I lived at Loreto Convent Valley Road. They had tennis courts.
Right.
So I started playing tennis at the age of 4, and I was introduced by Joe Karani and my uncle Alan Atola.
Right.
And I believe it was JTI, Joe Tennis Program, and I believe that's how I got into tennis, and I'm still playing tennis since then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. At the age of 4, you knew how to hold a racket. Is it that someone saw some talent in you, or how did it just come about?
No, I didn't know how to hold the racket. I was introduced to it, as I said. Someone came and talked, actually Joe Karani came and talked to my grandmother because we were just at home doing nothing, and then he was like, bring these 2 kids down there because there were tennis courts down there. Bring them and they can play tennis. And also my uncle was also doing some coaching down there, and also
he was coaching in tennis?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's also a tennis player?
He was a player, now he's a coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got into tennis.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And so at 4 you get into a tennis court and you start doing the, so do you start getting trained at that time, or how does it go?
Yeah, I do get training, but this one is different because each age has different level of training. I cannot be 4 years old and you tell me to hit like how I was hitting there. I think you'll see the video, yeah. But you have to do bounce, catch, like things for kids to be able to get the coordination, the balance, and now to gradually graduate step by step.
Right.
Yeah.
So initially, so at 4, did you have a coach, or at what point did you then start having a coach?
Yeah, I had a coach.
From 4.
Yeah,
Right.
which was Alan, my uncle, and also Joe Karani.
Right.
But after that, when I was turning 9, I was then called to an ITF center in Burundi, which they nurture talent, and I was called. But it had to move because there was election back then and war and all that, so it moved to Kenya. So Kenya won the bid and took it here. And then COVID came, and then it had to be shut down, and then I had to move to Morocco. And then also Morocco shut down because they didn't have financially. So since Burundi, here in Kenya and in Morocco, I had coaches. But in Morocco I had different coaches, but from Burundi to here in Kenya I had the same coaches I had. Yeah.
So you've been hopping from country to country, following the coach, or the coach following?
No, it depends. Like in Morocco, the coaches I had here couldn't go with me, so I had to adapt to other new coaches. Well, I knew them, but it's just they didn't coach me as much as now they had to. But from Burundi, I had to move with the coaches from Burundi back here to Kenya. Yeah.
So let me ask this, Angela, are you in school?
Well, I was in school. Now I'm done with high school.
So how did you balance that when you were in school?
So lucky enough, I wasn't doing 844.
Okay.
I was in an online school, a British curriculum. So that's how I was able to balance both school and tennis.
So was that homeschooling, or what was it?
Yes, it was homeschooling.
So
yes.
You had a tutor at home?
Before COVID, I was in the center, ITF center, as I said.
Right.
So it had teachers. Teachers were coming to it's like an academy. Okay. They were coming to the academy and they teach us. But when COVID came, we had to do virtual teaching. Yeah, so that's how I was managing my school.
All right. So during your ITF, so you would stay in there, they would bring the teachers at the
Yes.
At the campus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you would, so because it's an ITF and the focus is to grow tennis,
yeah,
they would have
develop
to have calendars or are they called timetables or whatever?
Yes, timetables
that allow you to do both sports and
school
study at the same time.
Yes.
So how much time would you give to studies at that point?
School.
Or what was your day
Okay,
like?
can I? Yes.
Yes.
So I will train from 7 to 10.
Right.
Tennis, and then I have school from 10:30 to 12:30, and then break like lunch and all that, and then I will resume training from 2 to 4, and then I'll have school from 5 to 7 or 7:30.
So your day starts at 7.
Yeah.
And ends at
7:30.
7:30. That's
Yeah.
straight 12 hours. How do you cope with that?
Well, it was actually easier than 844, I would say. Yeah, it was.
It was easier.
Yeah.
Was that Monday to Friday, or
yes,
how many days a week?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Whoa. So then it means this tennis must have been very important for you. How did you make your way to the ITF?
Well, there was a director, East Africa director. Well, Joe Karani talked to the ITF director, like, come and see this kid, she's good and all that. Well, it was hard at first to get to him or get in touch to him, but good enough, he came here in Kenya, and then there was a tournament here, under 14 cut. I was too young to play it, but I played it and I won it. So I think from then he saw I had the talent in me, and yeah, and that's how I got into the ITF center. Yeah.
Walk us through just a bit of how ITF runs.
So ITF Center is a development program. It develops and nurtures talents all over East Africa, and also I think outside East Africa. So I got to meet players from different countries and continents, which was really good. And it's like an academy, I can use that word. It's like an academy where you are different people from different countries come together and train together, and also different coaches from Kenya and also from Ghana or Burundi. So that's how it was working here.
So, and who funds your stay there?
Well, it was the ITF,
Okay.
yeah, International Tennis Federation, and also Tennis Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
So effectively then the financial burden was picked by them. So
Yes.
it wasn't too heavy for you to,
No.
to do that.
It wasn't.
So for you, all you needed to dedicate was your time and the discipline.
Exactly, yes.
And they can spot and say, yes, Angela can do this. So they admit you on it.
Yeah, they did.
So ITF must have been a very important part of your journey.
It did, since I was 9 years old until now, they're still helping me. Yeah.
You're still part of the ITF?
Yes.
Oh, today?
Not at the center, but I'm in an ITF. I don't know how you call it. It's like a program.
Right.
So you see, even in Wimbledon, I was in the ITF team. Yeah, so I'm still with them. Even in the US Open or in the Canada, I'll still be in the ITF program.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So it has this East African chapters and EDC? Or?
Yeah. So in the ITF team, there are different people from different continents. Right. I get to meet guys from maybe US in the same team with me, or from Namibia, or from Turkey in the same team, and different coaches from Spain, right, or from Brazil, right, like that, yes. Right.
So then there must be very many merits to being in the ITF, because then it means that then within there you already have a lot of international exposure.
Exactly, yeah.
You have many guys from across the different parts of the world that you play around with.
Yeah, I do. So I get the exposure.
You get the exposure?
Yes.
Do you, and you do a lot of trips to different places?
Yes, I do.
Right.
Thanks to ITF, because they really do help fund my travels. I think without them, it wasn't going to be easy for me to actually travel to those tournaments.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But you said they just picked you out of the rugby in a tournament?
Yes. So they communicate with the federation, or the federation, there's usually a letter, like you see for this Grand Slam or any ITF touring team, there's always a paper. So if I there's a criteria of how they pick people to participate in those, to be in the ITF team, yeah? So if I win the criterion, then I'm able to be in the ITF team. If not, then I have to find my own funding to fund for A, B, C, D tournaments. And sometimes I have to cut other tournaments since they're too expensive. Yeah.
You know, I ask these questions, Angela, because we have many kids out here who are in the sports space.
Yeah.
And sometimes the biggest platform they have is just either county level or
True.
just national level. And it is their dream,
yeah,
to play at the highest possible stage. And sometimes they're figuring out, how do I go about it? How do I access this and all of that stuff is a space that they are not familiar with. And for someone like you now who's played in all these big tournaments, I think it'll be just good for you just to shed some light in terms of what you would say to them about how do you go about it, how do you become an international player, how do you find some of those platforms, how do you access the ITFs and all of that stuff.
Well, for me, when I was 9 years old, as I said, it was Joe Karani who really tried to look for the director, East African director. And lucky enough, there was this ITFs centers. I think if there wasn't like those ITF centers, I don't think I would travel as much as I've done now. So with those ITF, it's like an academy, as I said. So like that, they really sponsor most of the things for you to travel outside internationally. Because I remember before being in the ITF center, I was also playing or participating in local tournaments, or the only international, we called it international, but it wasn't, because we were traveling from Kenya to Tanzania. So we were like, yes, we were, yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, so when ITF came in, they really helped me, because after I joined ITF, that's when I was now starting to travel outside the country. So for me, I can say ITF is the one that changed my life to traveling to internationally. Because if without them, I think I would, yes, travel, but not as much as I've done since I was with the ITF. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. You
would still be going to Uganda.
Exactly.
Probably Burundi.
But you see now, Burundi and Uganda, they don't have the tournaments that I need to be traveling. So you see, if I wasn't in the ITF, I don't think I would even travel at all. I'll just be waiting for the tournaments here in Kenya, which they come once, not every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And for now, your calendar becomes full of...
Exactly. Yes. And not all the tournaments ITF sponsors, some. So also some others I need to find funding. And maybe it's hard to find funding, so I have to cut and look for other funding for other tournaments which are cheaper. Maybe tournaments that are here in Africa, not outside Africa, and maybe the tournaments that are here in Africa, not the highest level tournaments, so it's not really easy to gain points with those tournaments. Yeah.
But walk us through the journey before we go to the Wimbledon. Therefore, you've been through a few other tournaments that then have been a build-up.
Yeah.
Walk us through a bit of that build-up.
So I would say, first when I was 12 or 11 years old, I participated in a, I think, CAT tournament in Morocco where I won under 12. And then later on, I played Kenya Open, the youngest to win it ever and to beat the defending champion. And also,
the defending champion was from which country then?
Here, from Kenya.
Oh, the Kenya.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And then before Kenya Open, I went to Algeria to play at the African Championship, where I won. Yes, and that gave me the opportunity to participate in the big tournament in the US, which was ADR and Orange Ball. And in ADR, I became a finalist in the doubles.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
Done. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, and since then I've been playing, and also at the age of 17, I played the Under 18 African Championship, which I won in Tunisia. And I think that's the tournament that gave me the ranking, that gave me the opportunity to play at the Australian Open,
Right.
which I made history there also, becoming the first Kenyan reaching the 3rd round. And there are many more.
I'm just wondering, what does it feel to say, I made history here in Australia, in the US? How does that feel, man?
It feels good. It's not something that I didn't give the effort or the hard work, so it really feels good to actually say it, because it's my achievement. Right. So I'm really proud to actually say them out loud. Yes.
But there has been a lot of work that goes into this.
A lot.
You still keep your regime of practicing between 7 in the morning. Do you still do that today?
Yes, I still do that.
7 to what is it, 9:30?
7 to 10 in the morning.
Right.
And then now it's changed, so it's 1:30 to 3:30, but it's still the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then from the Australian one, and men, well done on the Australian one as well, man.
Thank you.
So then that made room for the next one.
For sure, it did.
The next one, man.
So after I made history in Australian Open, it opened other doors. So you see, in the ITF or in tournaments, like especially the Grand Slam, with the ranking I had then, it wouldn't allow me to be in the main draw. So I had to play qualies.
Right.
You have to win qualies to play the main draw.
Right.
So now, me being Africa 1, it gave me the direct acceptance to main draw in all the Grand Slams.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because you're Africa well, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so I participated in also the French Open,
Right.
Roland Garros in Paris, in France, and I reached the 3rd round. And after that, then I also participated in now the Wimbledon now.
Right.
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago.
Right. Yes.
Walk us through that experience, because man, I think that just blew it off completely.
True.
Walk us through that.
So it was really nice to actually play in a Grand Slam, a different Grand Slam. I think that's the different Grand Slam I've ever seen, because you're playing on grass,
Right.
a surface where it's not really easy to access, I think, worldwide. Maybe just in England or maybe some parts in Europe, but here in Africa it was really tough. So for me, my practice was on hard court, like simiti hard court. Yeah, let me use that word.
Nairobi club.
No,
Yeah.
not here, at
Yeah.
Peponi School.
Oh, that's where you do your practice.
When I need the hard courts, I do at Peponi School, but when I need the clay courts, I do here at Nairobi Club.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's where I trained to prepare myself for Wimbledon.
Right.
Yeah, so when I reached Wimbledon, it was a really different experience. I got the chance to do warm-up with the pros,
Right.
the big guys. So I got to see Iga Swiatek, the world #1 in singles. Yeah, well, it was not easy to talk with them. They were also rushing, so I got a picture with her. I got a picture with Djokovic also. Yeah, I got to see Ons Jabeur, Africa 1 in the women's. So it was really nice to see her practice and to watch these big players practice. So I got into the tournament. I played my singles. I lost. Yeah, I lost. But I got a chance to speak to Catherine Adams. I think she was one of the best players from the US. she came and talked to me and she was like, it doesn't matter. This is just the beginning. Even though you lost, just don't take it like it's the end of the world. Just, yeah, keep it going.
Right.
And yes, I kept it going. Yep. So when I lost my singles, I remember going to the gym, not the gym, but it's a place where you cool down. Right. And then I met Iga Swiatek. She was also warming up to go to practice, and I was cooling down after my match. And I asked her for a picture, and then she was like, good luck. She didn't know I lost. I was like, ah, okay. So in my mind, I was like, let me put this good luck as a positive thing in my doubles. Right. So I was like, even though she told me good luck and she doesn't know I lost.
Because by that time you had already lost.
Yeah, and she told me good luck. Right. So I was like, okay, let me use this good luck to put it in my doubles. And also, yeah, exactly. Right. And also, Catherine Adams, when she talked to me, she was like, it doesn't matter, you still have ABC, yeah. So I also used that to apply it into my doubles. So I know lots of people back home lost hope in me. Right. For sure they did. Because everyone thinks only singles is the best. They don't usually think about doubles. Right. But for me, I was like, I still have one thing. I still have doubles. Right. Let me change this perception of people that, she lost the tournament. In doubles, she will not win. Doubles. It's always like that. So for me, I kept going day by day, proving people wrong and to prove myself that even though you lost in singles, you still have one more.
It's already a big deal to be in that tournament.
I know, it's so big.
This is Africa 1 we're discussing on a seriously big global awareness.
So,
and I must say, man, we were already proud that you're already there. Forget about whether we won or didn't win. It was already a big deal. That a Kenyan flag, our Africa 1, Kenya 1, on the tournament, man.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
True.
Well done for it.
Thank you.
Keep going.
Yeah, so I remember, I think after my singles, guys or people were planning when to change my flight ticket, because they were like, in double, she's not gonna, no, for sure, no chance. Yeah. So each day when I win, everyone is surprised. Okay, let's wait one more day. Let's wait. Right. Then I reached the quarterfinals. Now that's when people were like, so she can actually do this. Right. So now they were like, no, let's leave the flight ticket alone. Let's now focus on her because she can do it.
Have a chance here.
Exactly.
Right.
So for me, since I lost my singles, I didn't think like my tournament is done. I knew I still had one more chance, which was in the doubles. Exactly. Right. So I kept going day by day with my partner Rose from Netherlands.
Which is another story, because initially you didn't even have a partner for this doubles. No. So you talk about you have a chance on doubles, but you don't even have a partner for it.
It's so true. So so I met Rose on Instagram. Right. Yeah, she was in qualies. As I said, you have to win qualies to be in the main draw. Right. And in a big tournament like a Grand Slam, if I was in the main draw, if my partner, let's say you're my partner and you're in qualies, right, there's no way we can get into the main draw. Right. Like we have less chances to be in the main draw where it's now the main thing. So I was like, no, it's okay.
I'm going to first qualify for mine.
Exactly.
You're on the qualies now to make it.
Yes. Right. But I still had faith and I said, yeah, let's play. We're going to play together. And then she was like, now the next day.
And this is on Instagram now. You guys are having this conversation on Instagram.
Yeah, we never met, nothing.
It was so you first knew each other on Instagram?
On Instagram, yes.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I was looking for partners.
Right.
I requested for some people, but they were like, no, sorry, I have doubles partner, or other like, no, I can't play with you and all that. I was like, okay. So I reached out to her. She was still in qualies. So I reached out to her and then she was like, yes, we can play together, we can partner up together.
Was she part of your ITF network?
No.
Or how did you then get to know her? How did you reach her in the first place?
So in the ITF or in the tournaments, there's like an acceptance list you get to see on your phone, right, online. Right. So you get to see people who are in main draw, people who are in qualies and alternates. So I saw her name, right, and I was like, since she has been really doing good in doubles in other tournaments, I was like, we have a chance together to do good. So the following day, she was like, Angie, I got direct acceptance to main draw. So she didn't have to play qualies. She got direct acceptance to main draw. Yeah. So I was like, that's a really good news for both of us. So in the main draw. Yeah, right, exactly.
So both of you got an express ticket.
Yeah. Right. So we were in the main draw. And since then, we've been playing together each day by day. And for us, we wanted to enjoy, you know, because it was the first time partnering together. We don't know each other.
You don't even have a chemistry yet.
We don't have nothing. We don't know anything.
So you're actually bonding while playing at the same time.
Exactly.
Which is tough. I mean, you've not become a team just yet.
But I would say since our first match, there was the chemistry. I don't know how, but we bonded. It was a really good chemistry, and I like the fact that, because with some doubles partners I've played with, like, they get mad at you when you make a mistake,
right.
you know.
Right.
But with her, like, it's so easy to play with her or to partner with her. It was really easy for both of us.
Right.
And you see, for me, there's one thing when I played doubles, I like someone who, after a point, like, there's motivation. Yep. You know, there are those people you play together, after a point, they just, I don't know, it's yeah. For me, I can't play with someone who's like that. Like, yeah. I would see like I'm forcing things, because right. me, I'm energetic, and right. then if someone is like this, then I don't feel it.
And
so
you want to celebrate every milestone
yeah,
as you go along.
exactly.
Right.
So with her, she was really motivated, so right. we bonded really and quickly. Yeah. Right. So I think that's how we really had a good chemistry and really good teamwork to right. be able to actually win the Grand Slam.
Right. Walk us through, how do you come from trailing all the way? Walk us through a bit of that.
You know, there was this match we played, I think quarterfinals.
Right.
So in the first set, we were leading 5-love. I don't know if you understand the scoring, but I hope you do. 5-0.
But you can explain a bit for the benefit of all our viewers as well.
Okay, sure. So in a tennis match, in right. doubles, you have 2 sets, right. which are first to 6 right. in the 2 sets. And then the last set, it's a tiebreak, first to 10. Right. And in each game in the 6, there is 15-love, 30-love, 40-love and game. Right. Okay, I hope you understood that. Right. So in the first set, we were leading 5-0 in the first set. Right. And our opponents came up and to 5-all, and then they won the set 7-6. So we lost the first set. Right. Us leading 5-love, we still lost the first set.
They caught up with you and
yes, and yes.
Right.
And the second set, we were also down. Now we were down 4-2, but we caught up and won the set 6-4. So now it was the deciding.
Like the trend about this.
Yes, so it was the deciding now, the deciding, let's say, set. Yes, the deciding set. So we were down 5-0 in the deciding set.
This is a deciding.
Deciding, yes.
Because each of you have one to your. Whatever.
Exactly,
right.
to determine who's gonna go into the semi-finals right. of a Grand Slam.
Right.
Yeah, and then we came up 5-2, 5-3, and then they took the points. So 6-3 to them, 7-3 to them. And then we caught up until 7-all, 7-7 now.
Tense like crazy.
Yeah, it was tensing, but we didn't feel the tense. I don't know how, but we were just playing freely. They were tensed because they were leading, and then now we are catching up to them. And then 8-7 to us. And then yes, right. 8-7 to us, and then they took 8-all. And then 9-8 to them. So they had now the match point. And I remember my opponent, my partner was serving a second serve. You know, in tennis you have first serve and second serve. So she missed the first serve, and then she had now the one chance left to serve it in. She served it in, and then our opponents returned it out. So 9-all. And then from 9-all, I remember it was really long points. I was returning also, and she was returning long point. Like, we were all tense in the points. Right. And then I took the points, so 10-9 to us, and then my partner was serving, and then she served, and then long point, and then we won the match 11-9. So that's how we won the quarterfinals match. And also in the semis was really, it wasn't easy, but we were also down 4-2 in the first set. We came back 4-all, and then we won the set 6-4. And also in the second set, we were losing 2-love down, then we came back and won the set 6-4. Yes, so that's how our semis was. But now in the finals, it was something else. Okay, so in the finals...
Man, this almost feels like on the edge.
I know, it was. I felt pity for the guys supporting us. I think they were tensed and all that.
Tense than even you guys were.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like that. So in the finals, we knew we were playing tough opponents. They were really tough. They are Canadians. They've really been partnering together.
Both of them.
For a long time, yeah, so they know each other and all that. And for me and her, it was the first time and all that, so it was really we really met the toughest opponents, I think, in the tournament. Right. Yeah,
this is a grand final of the grand
exactly
final.
Yes, it was. So it is, yes.
Right.
Yeah, so we didn't have a chance in the first set, not at all. So we lost 6-3 in the first set.
Why do you say you didn't have a chance?
Because it was 1-1, 1-all, 2-love, 2-all, 2-2, 2-all, and then 3-2, 3-all, and then they just won the set Like they were really too good in the first set for us, so we didn't have any chance. They were, yes, let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Second set, I told my partner and she told me we need to be aggressive because they are more aggressive than us. We really need to step up because if we tukilegea, we are gonna lose very quick this second set.
You can just do defense.
Yeah, we cannot because they are really good at attacking us. So we were like, okay, let's now take the risk and attack them. And it really worked. So in
at least you studied the first set.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Right.
So we took the first game. We're like, yeah, it's working, it's working. So we kept the same way. Even though they took the next game, we're like, no, we're not gonna change. Let's keep putting pressure on them. Yes. So we took 2-1, 3-1, 4-1 to us. Then they broke us, so 4-2. And then 4-3. So we're still leading 4-3 to us. And they were like, yeah. They were like, we need to finish this set. If not, they're gonna come up. So we finished the set 6-3. Now they're deciding.
In your favor?
Yes, in our favor.
So you won the second set?
We won the second set,
so the
yes.
aggression paid off?
Yes, it did.
Right.
So now, you know, in the deciding now to determine who's going to be the champion of Grand Slam, you don't have to rush. You need to take each point one by one. Because if you rush, it's not going to help. You need to take your time and each point one at a time and all that. And also in a tie break, we learned that you need to take the fast points because that also helps. Because if you start slow, it's not going to work. The tie break is short. It's not like a set which is long that you can say, I can come back and still, no, this one is short. In the tie break, it was really tough. Really tough. Like in each point, it was 1-1-all, 2-2-all, or maybe 4-2 and then you come back 4-all. So I remember there was this point which was 8-all now, just like the quarterfinals, 8-all. And then I was, my partner, no, I was returning. So they served and I remember I returned out. So our opponents had the match point now to be the winners. And I was serving now for that point. So after losing the return, you have now the pressure, like you really have to win this point because you lost that one. So now you're a bit nervous and all that. So I served my first serve out. The pressure was really building up. And then I had one more serve too, you know. So I just pushed it in. Like I didn't care. I was like, we just need to put this serve in. I served it in. She returned it to my partner at the net. My partner just volleyed it and then the opponents hit out. We celebrated, it's like we won the match, but not yet. That's 9-all. That's now 9-9.
Match is not over yet.
It's not over yet. So now we have to switch sides. And then I'm still serving. So you have to take water break and all that. So we switched sides. I was serving. I did the first serve, a really good one. I wish I had the video. The opponent returned, a really good return. We thought it was in, so we challenged it. You know, you can challenge the call. We didn't know, but we challenged it. We challenged, and then maybe this is the line. The ball just bounced. This is the line. The ball just bounced like this, really close.
Just close to the
yes, ball. Exactly. So we were like, can we challenge the ball? We challenged it and we won the challenge. So happy. So it was 10-9 to us. And now it's the other opponent serving. So she lost her first serve. So she only had one chance to serve it in. She served it in, and then I think you also the match point. The video was all over internet. Yes. The long point, and then she hit a backhand to the net. I think most people thought I was the girl who was doing all that, but that was not me. I was the girl who was on the floor crying. No, it was, you know, I had visualized that match before going into the match, like how I was gonna react after we win it. I didn't think about losing it. I was like,
you saw it purely on
yes,
the winning side.
Yes, I really, and I was like, I was gonna kneel down and cry, and that's what I did.
Almost feels like deja vu.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So that's how we won the match.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, every swing means something.
It does. It does.
And boom, you are crowned the winner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So out there, man, they're calling your names. What is that moment like?